What if I told you this journey began at 1:30 a.m. through a side door into a temple that was officially closed? What if I told you I didn't pray, I didn't chant, I didn't even ask for anything, and yet something inside me shifted? This is my Kedarnath yatra. If you haven't seen part 1, I recommend you start there. Just a slow movement forward, one step at a time, and then I stepped into the Sabha Mantapa. I greeted Nandi, who they say is an energy vortex, and I could believe it. Surrounding him stood powerful presence: Draupadi, Krishna, Arjuna, Bhim, among others. To the west, Lakshmi Narayan's shrine stood quietly radiant. In the southeast corner of the next smaller mandapa was Parvati Ma, graceful and still. And then I stepped into the Garbhagriha, warm and intimate. There it was, the Swayambhu Jyotirlinga, shaped like a hump of a bull, one of a kind. The priest offered a simple sankalp. I did the abhisheka, ghee, jal, shringar with turmeric and kumkum. Then he said, Matha teko. I placed my forehead on the Jyotirlinga, held it with both my hands. It felt cold. Not shivering cold, but peaceful cold. And in that moment, it touched me back. I don't know how long I stayed. I held on till the priest gently pulled me away. Outside, the world felt lighter. And that Nandi, not native to these mountains, yet standing guard before Kedarnath, made it all feel real. That's darshan. It doesn't solve your problems, it silences them. The morning greeted me with the almost blue skies, a rare blessing in the monsoon-soaked Himalayas. I stepped out of my room, and there he was, Bhairava, perfectly aligned with my view from my room. I didn't need a second nudge. I set off towards the Kedarnath temple. Now, under clear skies, the temple looked even more majestic, held gently by the snow-capped peaks and green mountains. Then it struck me. Just yesterday, I had walked similar path as the Pandavas. Yes, those Pandavas. On Krishna's advice, they came in search of the Ishtadev, Shiv, seeking redemption. But Shiv, as always, didn't make it easy. He took the form of a bull and tried to elude them. Bhim, sharp-eyed and relentless, spotted the bull and a mysterious black dog near Gupt Kashi. But before they could act, both vanished. Undeterred, the Pandavas pressed on towards Gaurikund and onwards to where we now stood, Kedarnath. But the path held one more test. Bhairava stopped them, demanding an offering near the now jungle Chatti. The Pandavas had nothing. Draupadi, ever the anchor of grace and grit, tore a piece from her vastra, her garment, and offered it. And from that act, the Bhairava of this place came to be known as Chirvasa Bhairava, the one who accepted cloth as an offering. I passed the very temple on my climb up. Check out part 1 for the glimpse of Bhairava. Eventually, the Pandavas reached Shiva. He revealed himself not in a grand cosmic form, but as a hump of a bull, grounded and still. Darshan granted, yajnas done, their sins atoned, they moved on towards swargarohini, the mythical climb to heaven. The rest of the morning belonged to Bhairav, the fierce guardian of Kedarnath. They say your yatra is incomplete without paying respects to the first Raval of Kedarnath, who performs his divine duties when humans leave and the temple closes for winter. The climb to Bhairav Mandir, steep, relentless, grueling at times, but the views worth every step. But what stayed with me? The dogs. Around Kedarnath, the village dogs wear metal collars, not for show, for survival, leopard protection. A gentle reminder that up here, life doesn't conquer the nature, it coexists, negotiates. Though watching the relentless construction, I couldn't help but wonder if we are forgetting that. Somewhere on the way down, I realized this was my Zen place, my little heaven, balanced between earth and sky. And I just stayed. Without warning, the clouds rolled in and I had to leave. Back at the temple, I found something that I thought I'd missed at Kumbh Mela, the Sadhus of Kedarnath. They were all here, some cheerful and chatty, some high on, well, spirituality, some completely still, meditative. Some straight up Instagram influencers in disguise. Each a character, each a mystery. Some welcomed the chat, others scowled at my camera. One sadhu artistically applied the most beautiful tripundra on my forehead. 3 horizontal ash lines with an actual third eye marked in between. I was probably the happiest person around, going trigger happy with my camera. Tripundra itself holds many meanings. It is said to represent the 3 sacred Vedic fires, the 3 syllables of Om, or even Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar, among many other interpretations. And then there was Bhimashila, the miraculous boulder that saved the Kedarnath temple during the devastating 2013 floods. If your faith ever falters, standing before this Shila is enough to remind you, to make you witness in person the play of the divine. As I stood there, I noticed other massive boulders scattered nearby. They are not as celebrated, yet their presence feels just as powerful. Today, they stand quietly as part of the redesigned temple complex, silent sentinels of that night. Next stop, Adi Shankaracharya's Samadhi. Controversial? Yes. A from Kanchipuram lays claim too. But here, the priest kept softly reminding everyone this is a place for meditation. But most of us, though, including me, guilty. We're too busy with live calls, videos, and selfies to listen. Afternoon rains kept me grounded and I enjoyed the short break from the comfort of my room. But thanks to my mom's gentle insistence, go try General Darshan, I found myself back in the queue. Unknown to me, the trek had been closed for a few hours due to a landslide and the crowd had thinned. Result, Darshan in 10 minutes. And just when I thought my spiritual meter was full, I got lucky again. A second darshan again in under 10 minutes. I decided to try my luck at the special puja counter, the arti tickets that are always sold out online. Somehow, I got one. By 7 p.m., I was seated in the second mandapa directly facing the Garbhagriha. The next 45 minutes felt surreal. I sat quietly doing Nam Japa while the Garbhagriha glowed in front of me. Slowly, the mandap filled, no more than 15 people. The rest were held back in the first mandapa. Two priests began chanting, deep, resonant Shiva mantras that seemed to echo inside me. Raval Sri Bhageshling entered. The arti began. One diya, then 3, 5, 7, all the way to 15, each in a beautiful holder. I didn't know where to look, at Kedar, the Raval, or the dancing flames. Afterwards, Ravalji performed arti for Parvati Ma in the second mandapa, followed by the rituals for Bhairav, Nandi and Ganesha outside. He later blessed us with Vibhuti and Bilva leaves. Was I dreaming? The true experience of Aarti unfolds inside. I don't say this from my ego, but to share what lies beyond the surface. Sometimes, if you're meant to, life offers more than what's on the itinerary. But being open and aware makes all the difference. Yes, I paid rupees 2,800. Yes, I was part of the VIP culture. Yes, the weather had reduced the crowd. Yes, the chopper weren't flying that week. Hence, the limited VIPs. And maybe, just maybe, all those things came together to make this moment possible. Was it right or wrong? I don't know. But after coming this far into the heart of Himalayas, I'm grateful I didn't miss this divine chance. I walked back into the dark, cold night, dazed, moved, not just by what I saw, but by what I felt. Maybe that's what darshan really is. Just like that, Kedarnath let me go. Not with fanfare, not with fireworks, but with a soft whisper in the mist, a note from the mountains, a final glance from Bhairav standing watch over the valley. Soon I was on a mule, sharing the ride down with two fellow pilgrims. And what a difference a day makes. The mist that had hidden the trail during my climb now parted like a curtain, revealing waterfalls in full cascades, soaring peaks, and that unmistakable, quiet magic only the Himalayas can offer. But something felt off. Oddly, very few pilgrims, but I didn't dwell on it. The ride took 4 hours with a short break to stretch and breathe. But as soon as we were near the Gaurikund gate, boom! A tsunami of people and mules surged towards us. It was chaos. Shouts, clamor, hoofbeats, and me just trying to walk against the tide. At that moment, I didn't know what had caused the sudden flood of pilgrims. I just kept moving. Eventually, I reached the shared jeep stand and began the slow journey to Sonprayag. That tiny stretch, it took 2 whole hours. Thankfully, Arvind, my ever reliable taxi driver, was waiting. He told me about the landslides that morning. The route had been blocked. That explained the backup. We drove to Kedar River Retreat to collect my luggage and then headed towards my next stop, GMVN Mandakini Resort in Tilwara, and finally, Badrinath. This yatra was never meant to be easy. It wasn't a trek, it was a quiet walk through my doubts and fears. The weather warnings, the crowds, the stories of crashes, it all felt heavy. But somewhere that weight turned into wings. That's what these mountains do. I came as a traveler, a storyteller. I leave as a part of a Himalayan story. So if you're watching this and wondering if this yatra is meant for you, it is. Not because it's easy, but because it'll change you. You will leave a piece of your old self on the trail and carry something far greater back. This was Kedarnath, a temple, a mountain, a test, a teacher, a memory that will echo long after the bells fall silent. Om Namah Shivaya.